Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 Road to Glory series for 2019 for season number 2 at the Italian Grand Prix. It is finally here, the one episode where we could maybe look like an actual F1 car and not just a makeshift toy masquerading as a Formula 1 car. The last time out of the Belgium Grand Prix, our teammate Robert Kubica really stepped up for the team, didn't he? As Kubica is down the inside then to make the move in. Oh no! He takes Carlos Sainz out. He's taken out one of our rivals and he's played his part in this whole ensemble of trying to outscore McLaren. So, fair play. Well done, Robert Kubica. I commend it. The FIA might not, but I commend it. So here we are then at the Italian Grand Prix, Monza, and I am very much looking forward to this one. Like I said, we got a podium here last season in season 1. So this season, the hope is we could at least match that, if not do better, dare I say. And you know what? The good vibes are going to continue, Pickers. Have a look at this. Oh, it's so good to see. All 3 upgrades we had for this episode have actually been completed. Engine power pistons completed. Weight reduction monocoque structure completed. General maintenance kit. That's not a real upgrade. That's what the janitor has to do every day in the office. But nevertheless, that is completed as well. All 3 upgrades. 1 on the chassis, 1 on the engine, and 1 on reliability. That is absolutely awesome to get some more engine power, major engine power upgrade for the Italian Grand Prix. Our car is already the best in a straight line, but now it is even better in a straight line. There is a bit of rain to maybe come at the end of the race, but for most part, it's going to be all clear and sunny. Very much looking forward to this. I mean, look at this on the R&D chart there. We've got back ahead of Renault after slipping behind them briefly last episode, and we're so close to Haas. And if you look closely, it's actually quite comical that the gap from Ferrari to us now is the same gap we personally just had to Toro Rosso. Just one team, the gap we had at the very start of the season there. So just shows how bad this team was when we got here in season 2. But we soldier on then to the qualifying. Probably one of my favourite qualifying laps I'll do this entire season, really, knowing that the car has some okay pace here into turns 1 and 2. We're remaining in P1. On the exit, though, have a little bit of loss of time there as the racing point, surprisingly, Perez gets a great exit there. Eventually, he's going to be Sebastian Vettel, the man leading the way at the home track, obviously, for Ferrari. But through Ascari we go, trying to wrestle the car through P5 at the moment here. It looks like that may just be where the bottleneck is. Our car may be amazing in a straight line, but still there are, unfortunately, physical corners we have to go through at the Italian Grand Prix. So through Parabolica, little bit eager on the entry, so losing some time on the exit, and so we go down to P6, but it won't be any lower than that, and it will be a very tasty P6 indeed. That is a lofty position, and look at that. I'm just so happy to see that. Robert Kubica, once again, it's taken him, many episodes to be this close once again. I think the last time he was this close was the Canadian GP, only 3/10 away, up into P12. It's a beautiful sight to see 2 Williams cars on the front page of the qualifying results. You know how like the top 13 or so are shown, and I always usually have to scroll down to see Kubica, and even I've had to scroll down to see myself recently in a few episodes, especially the Hungarian GP, but it was great to finally not have to scroll and just see our 2 cars there on the front page like they were meant to be there. And the news gets even better. The F1 gods are looking down upon us clearly this episode, because we get up into P5 due to Lewis Hamilton having a grid penalty. Robert Kubica starts in the top 10 for the first time in his entire life since coming back to Formula 1, and that is just an amazing sight. And so that is already something to celebrate. But guys, I actually feel very confident. I almost feel like I'm in a dream. Please don't wake me up.
You can run side by side into the Rettifilio, but don't brake too late on these cold tyres or you will hit someone.
Now, Jeff, you say that like it's a bad thing, but if we look just a moment ago back to the highlight we showed of last episode, clearly hitting someone is actually a very positive thing for our team. I don't know how much if that's going to be an actual strategy we deployed today. Hopefully, our car will just be decent in the slipstream. Of course, slipstream is going to be so overpowered and so crucial here at Monza on this game. It's going to be a one-stop, of course, from the soft tyre to the mediums. There is maybe a chance of rain at the end, but we will be making that pit stop onto the dry tyres whatsoever. We're not going to fall into the trap we did at Austria and wait for some rain. We're going to take the race by the scruff of the neck and hopefully try and vie for a podium minimum. If we don't get a podium minimum, I'm ending the series this episode. I don't even care. I am going to finish it. This will be the final episode if we don't get a podium. So, mark my words, Williams. I swear to God, if this car fails on me like Hungary, they'll be alive and celebrated culling of this entire team. And so with that amazing, positive, motivational speech over, we can get into this then. Let's go to 5 red lights to the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. 5 lights are out when we're underway. It's a good getaway for us compared to Alexander Albon there. It's a decent one for Sergio Perez as well. Vettel has to go defensive on Leclerc and Sergio Perez. Leclerc gets very, very aggressive there, swiping across, and Albon even more so as he sends one down the inside of 2 cars there to try and vie for the lead with Vettel. We're still stuck in P5, but that's no matter for us. We're going to get some good tow off Leclerc to try and overtake him on the right-hand side. We have a little bit of a jockey for position with Perez, and the same with Leclerc. Vettel still in the lead. Albon pressurising. Can we go around the outside of Leclerc, though, to get this P3 and overtake one Italian car at Monza? Yes, we can. And at that moment, Tifosi made me public enemy number 2. Number 1 is Alexander Albon trying to overtake Vettel for the lead, I'm sure. But already you can see on the bottom right there, an issue we're going to have at the Italian Grand Prix is the overheating engine. And that's not actually because we're in dirty air of the other car straight away. It's actually just because this car is so horrendous at dissipating heat. I could probably defrost every single car in London in the mornings with the amount of heat that comes off the back of this car. But we've got a virtual safety car coming out. We've got an early retirement. Danica Fiat is out of the Grand Prix. Let's have a little look at what went on there. So it looks like he's trying to go around the outside of Romain Grosjean in the Renault here. And I'm going to guess what's going to happen. I think Grosjean's going to send him off a little bit. Yep, he just knocks him on and just eats him off the track then. And Fiat's left to just eat up the gravel on the left. So decent stuff there by Grosjean. So nothing new there by the Frenchman. Probably could have guessed, as Hamilton would say at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in real life. But we now move on to the exit of the virtual safety car. Pretty decent one. Once again, doesn't really matter for much as it's a turn 1. The car loses all sense of grip and downforce. You got to remember, at most circuits, we literally have a plank of wood as a front wing and a rear wing. At this circuit, obviously, the temple of speed, we're actually not even running any aero. Just think about it. Can you actually see my front wing? It's not there, is it? It's not there. Ultimate drag reduction. Unfortunately, though, that method of reducing drag also cuts the actual turning capabilities of this car. So as you go through Lesmo 1 and towards Lesmo 2, Leclerc is going to send one down the inside. We go to take the apex, and there's hardly a touch there. And Leclerc goes flying off in the same place Fiat went. And if you're guessing it's going to be a front right tyre sheared off, well, you'd be wrong, because it's the left front tyre this time. It's a completely different issue, isn't it? And with that altercation up ahead with Leclerc going out, that slows down Perez there quite awkwardly. Norris now has a good run at the Mexican, and would you guess it? You probably wouldn't have, but another front left tyre incident is about to come up right about now. It's almost as if in Formula 1, there's a conspiracy theory going on about the front suspension arms. Like, first of all, they sussed that we figured out the front rights have an issue. And so to throw us off the scent of, I don't even know exactly what, the left fronts now are the issue. More news as it breaks, but we'll get back to you later with more pointless conspiracy theories. Anyway, back to the action. Then you can see Carlos Sainz here side by side with Max Verstappen there. And watch this. Robert Kubica is going to get a brilliant exit off Parabolica and overtake both of them in one move there. A Williams car getting 2 cars in one overtake. Absolutely sensational stuff there. And so he's ahead of them. He's up into P5 now behind Lando Norris. This is going swimmingly. At this rate, we could be on for a double podium, you know. If Kubica maybe could go and overtake Norris, I maybe try and chase after Albon, this could be the double podium. And you know what? He's listened. He's hearing me, lads, because here he goes now through Parabolica again. This man knows no bounds anymore. He's been unlocked. We've unlocked him by finally making this car somewhat competitive. Robert Kubica's come alive. He's finally woken up. The G-forces are finally enough in the corners to wake him up in the cockpit, and he's actually concentrating, and he's overtaken another car. 3 cars! 3 in this Grand Prix. He's up into P4 now. We're running 3-4 at the Italian Grand Prix. Would you believe it? And it's going to be better than that soon, as we're on to lap number 5 now, and we're chasing after Alexander Albon. He's still stopped behind Sebastian Vettel. The engine overheating once again. We're trying to manage that as best we can. You can see on the bottom right there. But now Ricciardo out of the Grand Prix. But look at this. We're going to close up with a double toe, maybe on Vettel. Perhaps if Vettel and Albon fight enough, we can catch them napping. Let's see. Open DRS at this stage. I'm still in lean mixture, just trying to, save the fuel basically at this stage, trying to save the engine basically from blowing slowing up as we go down this straight. We have a little look to the inside of Sebastian Vettel. Think better of it, though, as Albon is on the inside there. They're wheel-to-wheel, a little bit of contact between the front right and left rear of Vettel. And now we go through the Curva Grande. Albon gets a great toe off Vettel. Is he going to go for another lunge? And could we maybe make something work this time? The second time now. We tried into turn one, didn't work out. Albon goes for a move on the outside now. And watch this. You're about to see an absolute masterclass switchback. And Albon takes Vettel out. I was going to do a switchback and overtake both of them, but no, Albon decides to just absolutely assassinate Sebastian Vettel. Both Ferraris are out of this. It's a bad day to be a Tifosi, Jesus. I can't actually believe Sebastian Vettel defending down the inside. Albon comes round the outside to the inside and it just no-scopes him off into the gravel. Front right tyre off. All the front tyres are coming off and oh my god, no, Robert Kubica has just assassinated Lando Norris in the same exact way. I can't believe this is actually so comical. This is so absurd. He does the exact same copy. He literally hits Vettel in the same place. They create a little caterpillar train track there of the same incident. And then, in their little mix-up there, they continue to cause havoc. There's about 4 or 5 cars out now in the Italian Grand Prix. Absolute chaos here at Monza. And then Vettel does the Houdini act and just disappears in front of our eyes. This entire Grand Prix has just gone up in flames then, clearly. I think partly the reason why is this entire grid cannot believe 2 Williams right now are in P2 and P3 as it stands. But here we go into the pit lane under the virtual safety car here. That came out for that incident, basically. I thought may as well, because look at all this time we are spending in the pit lane. At the same time, everyone else around us is having to go at that slower pace on the virtual safety car. It's now gone green, but we basically got half a pit stop done under the virtual safety car. So that's still going to pay us dividends. So if I've done this correctly, if I've played this right, I could be jumping Albon completely here once we come round this circuit. We're out in P11 this is, and I've only just noticed P11 is second last place on the grid right now in this race. There are only 12 runners, 8 DNFs so far. Unbelievable. We move on now to chasing after Lewis Hamilton, then engine overheating slightly a little bit, so we're down to Lee Mixture to try and save the engine a little bit once more. Hamilton, I think, will be coming in. That'll be the ideal thing for us to get a nice slingshot there. We can go up to Rich Mix in clean air and power down the main straight. I don't believe Albon is in yet, so we're only up into P9, but we continue to chase after him and continue to try and push on to ensure we get ahead of him. Now, Kubica is in. I'm pretty sure Albon's going to be in as well. And so we come through Parabolka, chasing after Lance Stroll now, trying to grab a bit of a toe and DRS off him if we can. He's going to come in. The engine is overheating somewhat there, but soon enough we'll be able to go down to lean mixture. Just need to book this in as we set the fast lap of the Grand Prix, flying in clean air. And there we go. We're ahead of Alexander Albon. Grosjean is the only man out ahead of us in first place, and of course he will pit, so we will be getting first place at the Italian Grand Prix. We lead at Monza. This is actually a possibility. We could actually win a Grand Prix. So here we are then, leading the Italian Grand Prix, leading a Formula 1 race in the most B-Tech Formula 1 car you've ever seen. Second place, Alexander Albon. And you know what? In third is Bottas, but Kubica is coming. He's in P4. He's lost the position to the Red Bull, but he is coming. He is determined to make this a double podium for Williams. The 1-3 is on here, because here he comes. Bottas surely won't have anything to answer with there, with the Honda engine in the back of the Red Bull car. Here he goes on the left-hand side there, slams down the DRS, round the outside to the inside for turn 1. They jockey for position though, and they're still having to go wheel to wheel to drag race now. But look at this, this is wonderful racing between an actual Williams car and another Formula 1 car. You've never seen things like it. This can't be real. Williams cars haven't raced other Formula 1 cars for about 2 years now. They're not used to it. That's why they're so fragile. They're just like little animals that aren't used to attacking or even defending against anything, and so they just whimper. But look at this. Kubica's actually defending against Bottas there as he tries to attack into Ascari. I don't know how there's not been a bit of damage there, because it definitely made contact into Ascari. Perhaps maybe these guys finally have some good suspension arms built in. But we've got Bottas down the inside then of Parabolica. He's got the move done, but Kubica surely will come back at him. He's going to have DRS here, and so the ding-dong battle continues, and Robert just comes back at him. It's such a marvellous sight. I just can't believe I'm here. here to witness such a thing. I can't believe I've not ended it all before this happened. This is such a monumental occasion. This is something that I need to write home to the family about. And you know what? I'm actually starting to feel some happy feelings about Jeff. Oh, that, you know what? No, I still hate Jeff. We come back to our POV then as we move on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. And this is what you came for, guys. This is what you wanted to see this episode. Last lap of the GP, and we're still leading the way. There are only 9 runners in this Grand Prix. 11 DNFs. 11. I can't believe it. But, you know, obviously, trust us to have a Grand Prix like this where there are 11 DNFs, and that's the one that we are leading the way. And here we go through the last 2 corners, and this will be towards Parabolica, the toothpaste on wheels, the IKEA desk that has a rocket engine strapped to the back of it, the toy car masquerading as a Formula 1 car, the F3 car masquerading as an F1 car, the absolute rocket ship in a straight line is going to come through to win a Grand Prix, to win the Italian Grand Prix. We've actually done it.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
And for once, Jeff has an appropriate reaction to the result. Get in there, lads. Get in. We've actually won. We've actually won a Grand Prix. We won. Oh, Jeff, I'm crying, Jeff. I'm crying. We won. Yes! How many episodes has it taken? How many episodes? 34! 34 episodes, I'm pretty sure. And if I can't count, then that's because I attended Williams Academy for Maths. 34 episodes, though, I think, to get a win. Finally, we've had podiums, but nothing compares to first place. Oh, I need to go change my pants.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win?
You know what? It felt like a comfortable win, and I've got to say, for once, I've got to commend the team. They spent the entire season building a car for this one race, and we did it. We won this race.
Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they?
Okay, Claire. It's good to see we're back to the stupid questions. I don't know if you watched last race, but we actually had a very decent result. But no, okay, yeah, the result was better here, but it was still a good one last episode.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Well, you know what, Claire? What can I tell you? When you spend all your time and effort, all your money on the engine, this is what's going to happen at the Italian Grand Prix. That's why we have not spent anything on anything here at Williams for the last 5 years.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
Well, you know what? We're now Grand Prix winners, so maybe they should be expecting more. Maybe they should be expecting regular points, regular podiums, regular actually, no, not that one, last one.
Appreciate your time.
There we have it, guys. We have won the Italian Grand Prix. Robert Kubica got 3rd place. This car genuinely had so much pace here. The double podium for Williams. Look at this now. We went from struggling and really interlocked in the battle with McLaren. We're now so far ahead of them, 160 to 116. I'm sure they'll be able to close that back up to the end of the season, but this gives us a massive boost of actually having a chance of getting and sealing the P4 in the championship. This is a great day everywhere for toothpastes. We come through then to the end of the episode and look at this. This is absolutely pathetic from our team. They said we would get 400 extra points for scoring 6 championship points. 6! Oh, ye of little faith. Ye of little faith, Claire. Looking ahead then, because unfortunately the season must go on. We are going to have to come down from this major up of the Italian Grand Prix, and we're going to look ahead to some upgrades. Now, I did think about aero, but the aero is so damn expensive here for some reason. I mean, I know the reason. It's because we're Williams. So I'm going to go towards the chassis and go for 2 minor upgrades on the chassis. That will see us equal Alfa Romeo on the chassis front there, which I think is pretty decent. To be fair, I've not really... The turning's not been great in most of the corners, but for the most part, it's not like we've been understeering every single corner, and I can counteract the lack of aero with higher wings on the sit-ups because we've got such a powerful engine. And if we make our chassis even lighter and if the weight is distributed a little bit better as well, that will surely help us out, and it's going to be a quicker upgrade. And Singapore next episode, it's going to be a tough one for us. It's going to be a drop down back to reality there, so that's why I wanted to hopefully go for 2 upgrades coming next episode. But this is honestly going to sit with me for a long, long while. First place, we've actually won a Grand Prix with Williams. This is absolutely biblical, guys. Absolutely biblical. Guys, if you did enjoy the episode, be sure to smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are new around here to track weekly full-on content, I've been aarava. Home Trust Isaiah. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.